What's up, guys? We're back. Pete O'Neill, Delara, and today's subject that we're going to cover is another video on relationships, of why people just keep getting their heart broken, why it's so hard for people just to, it's almost like it doesn't exist nowadays for people to actually be in a full committed relationship that actually is going to last. And
a lifetime.
and yeah, so why is it nowadays so much harder than before for people to like just be together?
Well, I think there's many things. Like today we live in the social media age, so that has a huge impact on us. I think before, if you get to the age where you would start dating and trying to meet people, there was more of an objective. The objective for people was to settle down and get married and have children, have a family, build a life together. And now, and this is like a good thing, right? Now it's more about finding like your happiness, finding success for yourself, building something for yourself. And if you can find someone you want to share that with, that's usually nowadays when people decide to settle down. But I think the main reason we see so much more of everyone jumping around is because of social media. It's like a comparison game. So if you don't like one little part of someone, you feel like, well, then they're replaceable. I can get something better. And not even just physical appearances. It could be just success. It could be a personality trait. But we forget that everyone has their own shit. No one's perfect, but in our society, everyone is on display.
And then before, it used to never be like that, because back in the day, there was no phones. There was nothing that you can just check the internet like that, right? Nowadays, 2019, everybody has a smartphone. Pretty much, it's like, I forget the percentage, but the percentage is so high. No matter where you're at in the world, people have smartphones.
Some homeless people have smartphones.
Yeah, all you need is Wi-Fi, and that's the huge reason why in itself, because before that didn't even exist, so therefore it was, you just kept a tight little circle around you, and you only knew the people around your like tribe or around the small town that you were with. You could be in a small town in a farm, and you didn't see the people in New York, you didn't see the people up in Europe, anywhere like that, right?
What you didn't know didn't hurt you, you just knew what was right in front of you, your surroundings, what you were comfortable with, what you grew up around. But now it's like, I could move across the country and find a whole new group of people to interact with and build a whole new life for myself, whereas back in the day, that was never the case.
Yeah, or like you get in a fight with your loved one, and it's so easy for you to be like, well, like she's like, this is not going right. Like,
yeah,
it's so easy for me to just go into the Instagram and then check everything else out, for me to like be like, well, I can get someone else.
Yeah,
right?
it's like there's people on display for free, and it's so tempting to just be like, hey, well, I bet that person doesn't have this trait. I bet they don't yell at me when this happens. I bet they don't get annoyed when this happens, and they're like really hot too. And it's like everyone's just trying to one-up each other.
I think the reason why a lot of people get into this thing where they don't believe that there is like the one in both, like a male or a female, is because they're going to places where they're attracting the wrong type of people. They both want to be in relationships, and so therefore they go out to clubs at night, right? They go during the weekend, they go to clubs, they go to social media, which has like Tinder, has like Bumble, has like so many apps for you can just meet people, right? And because of that, it's so easy. It's like you can just swipe and you can just meet somebody.
Instant gratification.
It's gonna be so hard to really like
focus on one person.
Focus on that person, because you have so many options. And options, when you have that many options, you think that I can always do better. And that's the thing where I feel that a lot of guys who teach like pickup to guys, they get into this, like all these pickup artist guys or whatever, right? I feel like they're the type of people that they preach this of like, oh, you gotta just keep going after the one after another. And yet even in their own life, they're the ones that are the most sad, because in
Can't
their
find deep
in their own,
connection.
because in their own life they might have found that girl that was like they like really loved, and like they had a true, like just like you said, a deep connection. But then in their own head, they're in the back of their head, they're thinking,
maybe I can do
you know
that.
what, I can actually get something that's better. And they do that, and then they spend their whole life searching, and then in their head they're like, well, by the time I get to like this certain age, that's when I'll settle down. And when you try to force things, anytime that you try to force something, it never works out, never. And I think that's the same thing, like why people are having such a hard time finding a person that they can relate to, that they can have a deep connection with, because it's just so easy nowadays to just keep swiping and just be like, oh, this person, I don't like this tiny little thing about this one. Okay, this one's, they cross them out, and then they go after another one, and they just keep going after another one until it's just a continuous cycle of attracting the wrong people. And then in their own heart they feel like, oh, I can never, like I give up, like I have no faith in this, I have no faith in girls, I have no faith in guys.
Yeah, but of course you're not going to have faith in the wrong crowd of people. If you keep going after the same kind of people and you keep attracting the same kind of people, I think sometimes it's not a coincidence that you attract the wrong person over and over again. There's usually something that's going on with you that you're attracting the wrong kind of person. And this is guys and girls. People think it's just girls that are like, oh, I keep attracting the bad guy who cheats on me, who breaks my heart, blah, blah, blah. But guys too, they like put on this front that like, I don't care about that stuff. But then, you know, they're dating, they get involved with someone, maybe it's not super serious, but they're trying to get to know them. And they start seeing all these things, and they go, oh God, this one's just like every other girl. But it's really something inside where you haven't healed from other things in the past, like from your childhood where you don't trust people, from your first serious relationship where that's kind of where you try everything out and you figure out how to treat someone else, you figure out what hurts you when someone else does something bad to you. And if you go to the next relationship and you don't heal from that experience, you're gonna attract someone that's gonna treat you the same way, because you have to put out a energy and a vibe that, hey, I know I'm worth this is what I expect, and if I don't get it, I'm not gonna beg for you to come around. Guys and girls, it's not just girls that do this. Guys have to put out the energy, right? A girl can tell if a guy, expects to be respected. And a guy can tell if a girl expects to be respected. It's not just one way. And if a guy puts out the energy that it doesn't matter, then yeah, you're gonna get girls that will walk all over you or will cheat on you as well. So it's kind of sad. It's just kind of sad.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of times too, it's like they like that roller coaster up and down. No, the up and down of the feeling of like they're fighting with that person.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I think there's a lot of that. It's like a high.
It's a high, right?
But it's like a horrible high.
It's like
because it's like you're up here and then you just like crash down. You know, when people get in those relationships where it's constant fighting and then it's like passionately making up.
Or like making each other jealous, like back and forth.
Yeah,
like I feel like that's a lot of relationships in itself, right? Like people are like the girls or something like that, they like want to just make the guy jealous.
It will never last. You can get that momentary thing where it's like, haha, like I did this, I made him jealous, now he's gonna feel what I feel.
And he's gonna try to one
up
me.
And he's gonna be like, oh, now I gotta fight for her, right? And that's what gives the person that satisfied feeling like, oh, now he's gonna fight for me.
She feels desired.
Makes me feel better, makes me feel wanted.
That's the wrong kind of desire though. It's the wrong kind of
because that doesn't actually last a long time. That's gonna fizzle out and you're just gonna hate each other.
That's just that like external validation that you need to go anywhere where it's like you don't feel like you're enough. You don't feel like you're just enough for that person, for that. That's like, you don't care about if anyone gives you attention. All you care is if that person just is the one that's there for you, you know? Yes. I feel like even in relationships, like girls or guys, whatever, they can be like in a whatever kind of type of relationship, like maybe good or bad, but yet they still want that like external validation from everyone. They still want to be there. They still want to dress really good in the gym and be like, like look at me. I'm working out.
I had this realization when I would go to the gym, when we started like getting serious and we really cared about each other, that if I was like going to the gym like looking really like sexy or something, that gave me this bad feeling in my stomach because I felt like it was just disrespectful to him and myself, first of all, even if I was single. So I would go to the gym as a single girl, and I would care about my appearance. I'd be wearing my cute workout clothes. I would get off work, I was like still wearing my makeup. And it's good to feel good about yourself when you go to the gym. I still like to wear buy nice workout clothes because you feel really good when you're working out like that. But I realized if you put off a vibe like that to everyone else in the gym, I felt it was disrespectful to our relationship and the values we have with each other and the trust that we have, and the things that we expect from one another. And it's little things like that. But now everything gets so confused because we have social media now, and then people kind of get away with like these little things because you can cover it up. So every time that like button goes or the comments are going, it's like a hit, and it makes you feel good.
It's a dopamine hit.
Makes you feel good. It makes you feel wanted.
Yeah.
Makes you feel like, oh, even if I have a boyfriend, if it doesn't work out, all these other guys are down.
Mm-hmm.
Same with guys too.
So like, going back to the gym, right? I feel like the gym nowadays is a lot different than it used to be. The gym almost back in the day used to be kind of like a gold gym. Like, have you ever seen the movie Pumping Iron by Arnold Schwarzenegger, right? He's at a gym and there's just nothing but guys, right? It's just nothing but guys working out, like just like a bunch of meatheads, right? And then usually the girls are kind of like more in like an organized type of club, they're like working out like separately. Maybe maybe they do it together a little bit, but nowadays with like the clothes and stuff like that, like the yoga pants is a huge like trend that we're in these last couple of years, and all the girls wear these yoga pants, and it's basically just like they're just like showing their ass just with like colors, right? Different colors, like Skittles, right? Taste of the Rainbow, right? They have all these type of different Taste of the Rainbow leggings that they wear to the gym, and when they get their booty pump, it just looks like it's just like they're not wearing anything. So for any type of guy that's like there working out and he has like a lot of testosterone, it's just like looking, and he's like, it's just so easy. Like, it's almost like a bar these days, I feel like, the gym, because you can just like, you can be working out, but at the same time, like, be checking out people and stuff like that.
It's like a bar, but 10 times easier. You get to see everything right up in front of your face. You get to like stand up right close to someone, and you don't have to, it's not awkward because you're just working out.
Yeah, right. You can make like weird faces while you're looking at them, and like, it's not weird because you're working out,
It's really more about being self-aware of your surroundings, because you do give off an energy when you walk into a room, when you walk into a gym, when you walk into a restaurant, and people can pick up on your energy. For a girl, you either give off the energy that you're open and interested to people coming to you.
How do you do that? Like for girls that are like watching her, what is that like kind of like energy that you're giving, that signal that you're giving to other people that you're open, that you want that D?
Yeah, I think it's kind of in your head, and it's inevitably gonna come out. You come in with this energy, like you're bright and you're open and you're looking around and you're catching eyes with people, and you're not afraid to give a look here and there. When you look someone in the eye and you keep it there for like more than a second or two, you're giving them almost like an invitation, like, I'm open, I'm ready for you to come talk to me, kind of thing.
Yeah, because when you look at someone in the eye, it's like, what was that guy saying? Like the lecture that we were listening to, it's almost a sign of like love.
They did these studies where if you look into someone's eyes long enough, it can mimic the same feeling as when you're deeply in love with someone that you've known for years. So
people can mistake that. They can mistake that for a girl to like look at you, and you see like a guy just like mad dogging this girl, and he's like looking like a freaking dog, and like he's waiting to see if she's gonna look back. So, and then like if she like kind of like just like looks back, and it's like looking back, it's like it gets the guy aroused, because that's what it does. That sign of like love, when you're like deeply in love with someone, you're intrigued with someone, you get that aroused state.
because eyes are the window to the soul. It's like you meet someone's eyes, you can figure out a lot of things fast about them. That's why if you don't really like someone or you feel uncomfortable or nervous around someone, you don't want to look them in the eye.
Yeah.
Because you know that you're gonna have to make that connection.
Eyes like show it all. They tell it all. They tell if you're scared. They tell if you're excited. They tell if you're aroused. They tell if you're intrigued by the person.
Yeah, like they've done studies with people with autism where some of the traits of autism is feeling socially uncomfortable and not having the best social skills, and they often feel uncomfortable giving eye contact to people. So they did these studies and scanned their brain, and when they were looking into someone's eyes, their amygdala lit up. So they were like in real distress inside of, like physically in distress when looking into someone's eyes. Because when you look at someone's eyes, you're forced to make a connection with them. Bottom line, you're forced to make a connection with them. So yeah, it may sound really minute, but I feel like if you just sit and stare at someone for long enough, you're gonna feel like some energy between the two of you.
Let me ask you this. Why do you feel like, I sense that like a lot of people, even when they get married and they say they have this like wonderful marriage, whatever, you can still see people that are like looking at other people and they want that attention. They want that constant validation from those external things with other guys or with girls. And they always crave that. Like, what does that like necessarily mean, do you think? Like,
well, I think there's a few things. But first of all, I guess if you're in a relationship a long time and you don't put in effort to maintain it, all of us like attention and we want to feel wanted. So if the person you're with isn't giving that to you at all, or like maybe they do it sometimes, but you don't feel wanted. People want to feel wanted, bottom line. You're going to take advantage of those little opportunities, like when the soccer mom whose husband doesn't really like her anymore, she goes to drop her son off at soccer practice, and the soccer coach is kind of cute, and hey, he's single and he's ready to give her attention, and she'll take it. She'll take advantage of it. She'll keep the eye contact with him. She'll open up her body to him, her body language, make it known that girls don't have to directly hit on anyone to make it known that they're interested. Girls have little ways of showing.
It's different than guys.
Yeah, girls have little ways of showing that they're
Indicators
interested.
of interest, as they say, right?
Explain that.
It's basically like IOI, which is once again an indicator of interest, and it's when a girl's interested in you when she thinks she's cute. She's just programmed in her DNA. But goes back to their primal days when they're interested in a guy. They're not gonna go, like, once again, they're the gatherers, right? The women are the gatherers, because back in the day they would sit at home, they would take care of the kids, they would maybe go out and get some blueberries, things like that, as opposed for the man. He was a male figure. He was the guy who's the hunter. He's out getting the food. He's out sacrificing his life to help raise the family, right? So if a girl is interested in a guy, she's gonna do a couple of things, and one of the things is if she sees a guy and she's like intrigued by him, she's gonna go and she's gonna get as close to that guy as possible, and she's gonna kind of like look at him from like physical, and then she's gonna turn her body, and she's gonna like give the sign of like she's interested, but not just come get it, but like come talk to me. This is the way of like I'm close to you for you to approach me because you're the hunter, right? And it's for the guy to like, who's this? And then he like tries to approach, and those are like the little signs. And also another one
it goes back to like a long time ago where it's like girls weren't the ones who were gonna like be the person to take control. The guys were the ones doing that. So instead, it's like, okay, I'm making my presence known. Do with it what you will.
Yeah, and that's why girls are like, I want a guy who is gonna like want to like fight for me, not just fight for me, but he's gonna go and talk to me. Like if a guy doesn't want to do that, then he's just like a beta male, because a lot of guys are not gonna want to go and talk to her, right? Because they're scared. So when they get interested or something like that, girls will do little type of things. Yeah, they're gonna go like they're gonna scratch their head. They're gonna scratch their hands. They're gonna do something weird where it's like.
This is a big one. Look out for that one.
That one's a huge one. Like if you like, it's so easy. And what's funny is like, it doesn't matter what age. Women don't realize that they're doing that. And like, I told you this, right? And then like when I told her this, we would like walk together to the mall, and like she sees like a bunch of like soccer moms just like do that when they're around me and stuff.
I don't know why like soccer moms like.
And like they would do that. It's just like weird, right? So like it's not even about like taking it to me that I'm like a good-looking guy or whatever, but it's just like girls do that. The tides have changed for the women, because back in the day it used to be mostly just guys that were cheating, right? Guys were the ones who were just being the one that were just having these affairs. But now, since women got a hold of the birth control, they don't have to have kids with that certain guy. So it gives them options as well. It gives them like, oh well, if guys can do that too, we can do it too, you know? And it's just a whole like, it's a huge mess. And that's why it's like so freaking, the divorce rate is over 50%, and then it's over 65% after the first divorce, right?
Yeah. I mean, in a way, it's good that now we realize girls have wants and needs too. But it's not just girls who do that. Guys give IOIs too, but it's more acceptable, so they can be more upfront about it. But even if a guy doesn't come up to you and talk to you, you can tell when they're interested. They kind of like, maybe like put their shoulders out, they'll walk close to you, or they try to get that eye contact with you. I feel like guys like to do that. They try to get that eye contact with you because then they can see if you're interested, or they can make that quick connection, even if they don't realize they do that.
Yeah, but they do that. And most guys are like, they look and they want to lock eyes into a girl.
Yeah.
And then if the girl like looks at him for a second, they're gonna just like still try to keep looking at him.
Yeah.
And then like the girl's gonna kind of get kind of weirded out, just like you said, intimidated, and they're like, what? And then maybe they'll look again, and the guy's still looking, and he's like, oh, she likes me, you know. And then he gets like he gets this thing where she's like, oh, she's attracted to me, and like, oh, I need to go and talk to her or something like that, you know.
Yeah.
And then when they do go and talk to her, that's another big one right there. Like, let's say that a single guy is gonna go up to a girl that has like a boyfriend for a couple years, and not even a couple years, just a boyfriend in general, right? How is that girl gonna respond to that guy coming if that guy's like a cute guy, you know? If he's like,
yeah, that's what.
If he like
really
he has
the
like his
point
shit
is
together,
of all
if
this.
he might have like drove up in like a Lamborghini or something, and he like goes up to that girl that's like walking down the street or whatever, right? How is that girl's reaction gonna be with that guy like interrogating her almost, right? Like.
And that's the point in all of this, is really having the self-awareness when you're in a relationship to understand when someone is attracted to you, giving you that attention, giving you those signs, and how are you going to deal with it within the boundaries that you and your partner have set. Because for everyone it may be different, but for anyone in a monogamous relationship, you don't want to give your attention and your excitement to someone else, you know?
Yeah.
Because even a simple conversation, sometimes a guy can take it and run with it.
Yeah.
Even just, you know, oh, like, what do you do, blah, blah, blah. Then you get a little bit deeper, and it's like, oh, I'm really interested in that too. Like, oh, really? Like, where do you go when you do this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Oh, I know someone who does this. And then you're building, like, a level of comfortableness.
And here's another big one. So then like you're going back to like you talking to like the guy or whatever, and the guy's like, oh, what do you go to this school? Oh, nice. Well, what do you do for fun? Oh, like I go to the beach. Oh, well, you know, here's a big one right here. Well, do you have an Instagram? Like when people say they have an Instagram, like it's just like girls take it more as like, well, I'm not giving my phone number, but nowadays it's just the same. It's just the same.
It's even better because you can see the picture.
You can stalk them. You can message them. You can FaceTime them, right? You can do all those three, and it's like if she has a boyfriend, right, and she like loves that guy, and like she's giving her Instagram to him, it's like what the fuck is going on, you know? Like I feel like a lot of people do that. They're like, oh, well, I'm not gonna give you my number because that's like bad, but I'll just give you my Instagram. You can go follow, you can go check out, you can stalk me. And I think they do it because they want more followers. They want to get external validation again. They want people to like their photos. They want to feel desired. But it's like, what is their intention? You know, is it like, if we get in a fight, am I gonna like give that guy a little bit of attention or something like that? Are we
Yeah.
gonna meet up or something? Because it's so easy for now, like you just post an Instagram story, and then for someone to comment, and then that comment turns into a little small conversation that is not being told to the
Yeah.
partner, to the special somebody, and then it becomes these little tiny things that are going up the
and
ladder.
I know
right?
that sounds so specific, like it's such specific information where it's like, what? Like, come on, like it doesn't matter that much.
Yeah.
But let's be honest, that's what people are fighting about nowadays. Like, this is what people are fighting about. They're fighting about their social media, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like, how many, know so many people that fight about social media, or their ex contacting them, or, oh, you're talking to that guy, like, why did you give him your Instagram, or why were you even talking to that guy, or stuff like, the small stuff like that. We can say, like, oh, that's so,
Why are you
like,
following
why do
him?
you care? But this is what we all fight about. I mean,
Yeah.
we're fighting about this stupid crap when, that's why I'm saying you have to be self-aware. You have to be aware of yourself, what you present to people, the energy you give off, and you have to be aware when someone's trying to give you that energy back.
Yeah.
You know, because it's not simple as like, oh, someone's only hitting on you just if they say, hey, I want to take you on a date, because no one does that anymore. They don't do that.
They do it in indirect ways. They're not just gonna tell a girl, oh, I think you're beautiful. Can I take you out for a cup of coffee? No, they're gonna, you know, try to go around the situation and make it seem like they're harmless. Make it seem like, oh, what's wrong with you? Like, you can't have friends? Like, do you like not have like rights for yourself? Are you just like this locked up person in like jail or something like that? And it makes the girl like try to qualify for them.
Oh, no, I can do whatever I want, but
Yeah.
of course you can do whatever you want.
Oh shit,
If you
people
want
do that
to
all the
have a
time.
strong relationship in this day and age, you have to keep it sacred. Keep it like a special little thing between you two that can't be touched by other people or influenced by other people.
Because there are going to be people that are going to want to be there and destroy that. They're going to thrive off that. Girls, it's funny that when a guy all of a sudden becomes unavailable and he becomes that much more valuable, girls just want to be around that person because they see that that guy is desired by someone else, and it gives them the power that if they can go in there, break in that bubble shield and cheat with that guy, it makes them feel like inferior. It makes them feel like look at me. And for the guy that doesn't know that, he's thinking with the wrong head, he's gonna do that, right? It's gonna be so easy. But if a guy is smart, he's aware of what's going on, he loves the person, he doesn't want to hurt the person, he's always gonna be thinking smart, and he's gonna know when the distractions come, he's gonna know when to block, when he brings the shield, because there are gonna be a lot of girls that are doing that, and same vice versa with guys as well. So, I mean, that's another big one, right?
And you have to realize, I think people that get into the habit of breaking up other people's relationships, this has become like a pattern in their life where they get in between other people's relationships, they take someone else's girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. They have this habit. I feel that those kind of people often have something inside of them where they don't feel good enough that they can have someone standing alone that's gonna find worth in them and love them fully. They feel that sense of power from taking it from someone else, because it's like, it's a power trip. But you have to think, is this really what's going to help me? You get the power trip, and then what happens after? Does that person love and care about you?
Yeah.
Or are they just trying to get back at someone else? Or were they just swayed for the moment?
And you have to realize that if a girl that is like single and she's trying to get at a guy that's in a relationship, and they do get together and then they become together,
and then the guy finds out, whoa, this girl's crazy and has zero self-worth. It's not a
or
coincidence.
if he did that to her, he's gonna do it to her too.
Yeah.
You know, it's like what do you expect? And then they're like, oh, like I can't believe I didn't see that coming. Yeah, you did, because you went on and fucked that guy while he had a girlfriend, right? And then you're thinking that he's just gonna be this fucking Prince Charming guy that's gonna be with you forever. No, that's where you're attracting the wrong type of people once again.
And for girls, what this really comes down to is the self-worth factor. I don't know 100% about the guy's motivation. I think it's more of a power thing. But for girls, any girl that I have come in contact with who is excited by that notion of getting someone else's guy, there's usually a huge part of them that does not feel good about themselves or has a lot of insecurities. And getting that guy, taking that guy from someone else, it gives them this feeling that they finally have power over their life. They can take control of something. Someone will want them. They can outdo that other girl. They can one-up that other girl. And this can even be related on social media, like we were talking about before. It's a one-upping game. It's, if I can get a bigger butt, if I work out more, if I get more lip injections, if I can be the hottest girl on Instagram, if I can get more followers, if I can get more attention, it gives me my power back. Because if guys want me more, then I feel more powerful. I can say, I can get you even if I didn't work on the inside. All I had to do was show you how good looking I am. But that doesn't lead to happiness. That doesn't make you feel good when you're with someone. That doesn't make you a good partner for someone else. And at the end of the day, I think a lot of girls just feel sad. They feel even more sad. They do all this like hard work to get the outside looking amazing so that they can get that attention from every guy in the room. But they're not getting the respect. They're not getting someone telling them how valuable they are inside. And it hurts them even more, you know?
Yeah.
But when you show up authentically as yourself, you'll find someone else who appreciates that and can see that.
That's the whole goal, is to be with someone that you can just be your true self, that you're not hiding these things that you think, oh, I'm hiding my true personality because that person's not gonna like me, and you hide it for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and then finally,
and then they're liking something that's not even you.
It's just fake. It's completely just bullshit. It's not real.
These are just some of the things we think about dating these days in 2019, with all of the weird things that have entered the dating scenes, like dating apps, and just there's so much more room to choose, which sometimes I think in the beginning was a benefit because you realized you weren't stuck in a bad relationship or just with the people in your town or whatever. Don't let the age of technology and social media overrun your life so that you cannot find true connection with people. You have to be more aware, show up as your true self, and build genuine connections, because it's not all through direct message. So we do want to know if you guys like the video. We want to know your thoughts and comments. We want to know if you like these relationship videos and what specific relationship things you want
other topics
to hear
that
us
you
talk about.
Yeah.
Advice or cheating or open relationships, different kinds of dating apps. We would like to talk about it all, so just let us know what you think.
Yeah, make sure you guys subscribe, like the videos, and write down on the comments and tell us what you think. So until next time, it's been real.